My name is Jackson Gibson, and I'm an interpreter specialist with your Tennessee State Parks. I'm coming to you from beautiful Bicentennial Capitol Mall State Park, the heart of Nashville, Tennessee. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the history of Tennessee State Park patches, a little bit of the story behind the uniform patches, some of the interesting stories behind some more obscure park patches, and also why they're important to Tennessee State Parks. Perhaps the most recognizable patch is the Tennessee State Parks uniform and logo patch. This patch debuted in the late 1960s with the gold gilded version. You may notice on this patch that says the Department of Conservation. This is the department that originally housed the Tennessee State Parks. Over the next couple of decades, this patch stayed relatively the same with only minor alterations to the scene itself. The great thing about this scene is that you can visit it if you want. It's located at Cove Lake State Park, which is northwest of Knoxville. It's an absolutely beautiful park, and I would highly recommend checking it out. In order to see this scene, you have to take a boat out onto the lake, but it's well worth the hour or two that it takes. In the 1990s, the Department of Conservation transitioned into the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. During this time period, patch said the Bureau of State Parks. Now sadly, because of the limited use of this patch, I don't have access to it. After that patch, we have the modern patch, which simply says State Parks on it. As you can see, these patches are a great primary source to see the past and present evolutions of the park as time goes on. Of course, uniform patches aren't the only patches you'll find in Tennessee State Parks. You'll also find park-specific patches. These patches are great for highlighting the natural and historical features at our parks. Some of the best natural park patches are South Cumberland. This patch was designed in the 1980s by the current state naturalists. This patch was so good that they continue to use this design to this day. Natchez Trace has a wonderful scene depicted. I would love to go hiking in this patch. Warriors Path also has a beautiful skyline. And finally, we have our newest park, Rocky Ford. This park is gorgeous, and you can tell from the patch that it has great water access and hiking trails. Nature's a beautiful thing to protect, but some parks have specific missions designed to protect individual parts of history and nature. And some parks do a great job of highlighting that in their patches. Cedars of Lebanon, for instance, has a wonderful patch with a lot going on in it. In it, you can see the cedar trees that they protect, the Tennessee coneflower, which at one point was endangered, but because of efforts by both the park and the state natural areas, has come back from the endangered species list. It also has a depiction of Jackson Cave, a wonderful cave that you can go spelunking in at the park. Seven Islands not only has a beautiful patch, but also highlights the bobwhite quail that they were set up to protect. It's also a wonderful barn quill pattern because of the numerous barns throughout the park. Lastly, you don't just have to highlight nature and the outdoors. Henry Horton, for instance, does an excellent job of highlighting the canoe, skeet shooting, and golfing aspects of the park, which many visitors enjoy. Some patches help to illustrate the hidden history of the parks. Roan Mountain has a patch from its past that illustrates a cross-country skier. Do you know that it was one of the only parks in Tennessee that had cross-country skiing? So much so that at one point they even contemplated putting in a ski lodge. There's also a patch for Big Bone Cave State Park. You may never have heard of this park before, and that's for good reason. This is actually a state natural area that was going to be turned into a state park, but because of protecting bats and other hazards that were found in the park, it remained a state natural area. But this patch remains as a resource to see that hidden history. Patches have a great ability to tell a story, whether it's the story of an individual park, the parks as a whole, the creator of the patch, or the people who visit the parks. After this video, try and design your own patch that represents what the parks mean to you and the experiences and memories that you've had with the parks. Thank you for watching this video today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please come back for more videos and explore the many beautiful Tennessee State Parks.